The fastest way to lose control of your money is to buy the wrong car. It happens quietly. You get swept up in the moment because the car looks perfect and the test drive feels like a fresh start, but then the excitement fades and the payment starts to feel heavier every single month, like a weight you can't shake. What makes it worse is that people only look at the payment. They forget about insurance, gas, repairs, and maintenance. By the time everything adds up, the car costs far more than they expected. That is how a simple decision becomes the reason someone cannot save, invest, or get ahead. The only way to buy a car the smart way is to match it to your income and your real monthly expenses. Start with your take-home pay. This is the money that actually hits your bank account. If someone makes $35,000 a year, maybe they'll bring home $28,000 after taxes, which is about $2,300 a month. If they choose a car with a $500 a month payment, it might seem possible. But the true cost is not $500. Insurance might be around $150 a month. Gas might be another $150. Repairs and maintenance could average around $50 a month. Now the real cost is $750. That is almost one-third of their take-home pay. When that much of your income goes into something that loses value every year, your financial life gets tight very fast. If that same person finds a car with a $300 payment, the numbers change. Add the same insurance, gas, and maintenance, and the real cost becomes $650 instead of $750. That $100 a month difference becomes $1,200 a year. Over 5 years, that becomes $6,000 saved. That could be an emergency fund or investment money. That is how people gain breathing room. Not with huge raises or lucky breaks, but with smaller car payments that fit their income. Take someone who earns $50,000 a year. After taxes, maybe they take home $38,000. That's around $3,100 a month. A smart car payment for them is still around 10% of take-home pay, which is about $300 a month. Add insurance, gas, and maintenance, and the real cost becomes around $650. That is manageable. But if they choose a car that pushes the total cost to $800 or $900 a month, they will feel stuck, just like the lower income example. A car is supposed to help you get around, not take over your whole financial life. Now picture someone who makes $75,000 a year. Their take home might be around $55,000. That's about $4,600 a month. Even here, the smartest payment is still around 10% or less. That is around $460 a month. Add insurance, gas, and maintenance, and the true cost might be $700 to $750. That is safe, but if they stretch to a $700 payment, their real cost jumps close to $1,000 a month. That is money that could have grown over time. Bigger incomes do not protect you from bad decisions. The math stays the same. Now let's talk about paying cash. People love to say that paying cash is always the best move, but that is not true for most people. If paying cash wipes out your savings and leaves you with no emergency fund, that is not smart. If you hand a dealership $30,000, you lose $30,000 of flexibility in one moment, and the car will still lose value every year. If it loses $5,000 in the first year, you lose even more. Paying cash only makes sense if you already have strong savings and extra money invested. What about paying off early? The right time to do that is after you have a full emergency fund. If you do not have savings, do not rush to pay off your car. Save first. Once you are protected, paying off your car early can help if the payment is stressing your budget. But never trade your safety net just for the feeling of being debt-free. Before you put a big chunk of money into paying off the vehicle, ask if that same money could work better for you somewhere else, since paying it off only frees up the monthly payment, but investing could give you more money. Depreciation is another key factor. A $25,000 car can drop to $15,000 in a few years. It doesn't matter how careful you are. Cars always drop, and that is why you never want a large chunk of your income tied to something shrinking in value. Your car should support your life, not control it. When you choose a car based on your take-home pay, your real costs, and your goals, you give yourself room to save, invest, and grow. Buying a car becomes simple. You choose what keeps you strong, not what impresses strangers. And that one decision can protect your future for years. This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice.